Shalom, Yashar Shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai. And this is probably going to be a very brutally honest video, but it needs to be said. You know, I was meditating on these scriptures in the book of Proverbs, and this one in particular, verse 10 in chapter 5, it says, "And let strangers be filled with thy wealth, and thy labors be in the house of a stranger." And for those of y'all brothers who read this whole chapter speaks about strange women and fall into the traps of a strange woman. Essentially, a strange woman is just a whore, a harlot, a IG thought, a woman who may portray herself as spiritual, but she has, you know, the mindset to trap and use men for whatever gain she has. I mean, it's just honest. You know, we just got to be honest. The Bible is very straightforward about it. Most women are wicked. Most women do not care about the man that they're dealing with. And to be quite honest with you, in America, in modern society, with the spirit of Babylon, the spirit of whoredom at its height, the vast majority of them are not worth your time. And the reason why I want to do this is because a lot of y'all brothers still deal with certain worldly women. And, you know, at the end of the day, bro, you know, you can live your life the way you want to, but, you know, you can't cry wolf if you get caught up in her traps, because if you have the word, if you have the understanding and you fall for something, I can't feel sorry for you, and the Most High can't feel sorry for you. And a lot of times the Most High will use these examples of these NBA stars, NFL stars, to give you a harsh lesson in what can happen, because the NBA star has the money, he has the great talent, God-given talent. He's worked his whole life to get to where he needs to go, just for him to fall into the pleasures of the world and, you know, fall into the traps of the woman. And he'll use this as an example to let other brothers know, like, hey, I don't care how rich you are, I don't care how talented you are, I don't care what you may have, I can still allow these things to come into your life if you don't abide by my word, if you don't move with wisdom and knowledge and understanding of what these situations may entail. So I'm using this scripture, I'm using this video as an example for brothers to not be stupid and to really, like, you know, have discernment in a lot of these situations, because when you look at what these brothers is going through, I guarantee you they would have played out things differently. And again, no man's perfect. We're all going to make mistakes, but wisdom is applying the knowledge that you have, having discernment within situations to make sure you don't fall into the same traps that destroy many men.
Trying to prove that they're connected to the streets, to getting into heated altercations with their own teammates, and even to the point of smuggling blicks into the locker room. It's no secret that NBA players have a real talent for getting attention for all the wrong reasons. While these incidents make for shocking news cycles that fade within weeks, one persistent problem that continues to plague NBA stars and respected Hall of Famers is the issue of baby mamas. It's not just unplanned pregnancies or complicated relationships, but the obvious pattern where players find themselves paying massive child support to multiple women and creating public scandals that overshadow their athletic achievements. It's your boy Luesta, aka La Hoopsta, and today we're diving into the NBA's baby mama problem. Since 2020, Anthony Edwards has
So real quick, before I get into that, he set it up perfectly. Many of these stars, they keep falling for the same trap. And again, it would be one thing if this happened to one brother every 3-4 years, but you see this in a news cycle, I'm not gonna say every other day, but it seemed like every 2 to 3 months. You keep falling for the same women, and these women know that it's an easy play. Especially this chick, Brittany Renner, she went on a podcast and said she just goes for athletes because athletes are very stupid. So, I mean, look, you got a mark on your back, and if you as a man, you got a target, you got to play this like it's a war, like this is a battlefield. You got to have all the armor around you, and the only way you can gird yourself up for the battle, to be quite honest with you, is through the word. It don't matter how great your legal team is. It don't matter how bulletproof your condom is. It don't matter if you're not drinking any liquor or not smoking any weed, but the spirit of lust can come on any man at any time and can allow him to be ruined if the Most High is not watching over that man. Let's get this breakdown, because I put up Proverbs 5 and 10 in ChatGPT just to get a further breakdown on it. And when I was reading it, that's what really inspired me to do this video in the moment, because you see the scriptures playing out in person each and every day. So, like I said, I wanted to break down Proverbs 5 and 10. It says, "Let strangers be filled with thy wealth, and thy labor be in the house of a stranger." Explanation. It says, Solomon is warning against adultery and a strange woman. And it's ironic that Solomon is the one giving these words, because he didn't abide by his own advice. And he was one of the most, he was one of the most blessed men by the Most High as far as what he gave him, wisdom, wealth, knowledge, things like that. But he still couldn't abide by the greatest blessing, which is the fear of the Most High and the keeping of his wisdom. And he fell for strange women. It says, if a man falls into her trap, that consequence extends beyond shame. They strip his strength, his wealth, and his legacy. Verse 10 shows one of the consequences: your resources benefit other people, not you. So imagine you brothers have been grinding for a decade, 2 decades, just to have that be destroyed. Everything you built, the temple you built, the house you built, to be taken away because you didn't understand and discern the situations that you were falling in. And you've seen other people fall through the same pattern, but you didn't have no advice with it. It says, let strangers be filled with thy wealth. Strangers equals outsiders, not your household or covenant family. Wealth equals not just your money, but your energy, years of labor, inheritance, reputation. In sin, what you should have built for your family ends up in someone else's hand, and thy labors be in the house of strangers. Everything you work for, your time, strength, provision, gets transferred into a house that wasn't yours. It says adultery. Now, this isn't just adultery, but this is just giving your seed to a wrong woman. It can also include that. It says adultery often results in child support, broken homes, divided inheritance, or another man raising your kid with your resources, which is crazy. Just me thinking about that is crazy. But these dudes right here are a prime example. And again, the reason why I'm speaking with so much passion, bro, because I done seen this story play out all across Reddit, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, personal people. I pray that this don't happen to no brother, but I know it's gonna keep happening. So let's watch the video.
Since 2020, Anthony Edwards has quickly established himself as one of the league's most electrifying young talents. The Timberwolves' rising star is known for his clutch performance and charismatic personality, both on and off the court. But behind the highlight reels and endorsement deals, Ant-Man would find himself entangled to some serious drama that threatened to overshadow his achievements on the court. And the situation would get messy when you realize that Ant shares the same baby mama with that Atlanta rapper Lil Baby. When Aisha informed Ant-Man that she was pregnant, the Wolves shooting guard didn't seem interested in the baby and quickly suggested that she gets rid of it. I'm pregnant, wanted to tell you in person, but you gave me no other choice. To which Anthony Edwards shockingly responded, okay, LOL, get the abortion.
Yeah, and I mean, look, I know people in the world may feel a certain way and be like, yeah, you need to get an abortion, I don't want the kid. Look, bro, if you get caught in that trap, if you get caught in that Venus flytrap, you can't ask the Venus flytrap to open its jaw. I'm just talking on like a worldly level. I'm not even talking on a spiritual level. Y'all brothers understand getting an abortion is wicked as hell, even if that seed may be defiled. At the end of the day, bro, you laid your bed, you gotta lie in it. You made your bed, you gotta lie in it. Point blank, period. Again, first things first, what did he say about the chick? He said that that's Lil Baby's old baby mama. So you got facts, you got a report on how she's acted with the last man who had fame and status. And this is 2021. So Baby was at the prime of his powers, 2019, 2018. And now she's coming for you. You think you're any different, bro, just because you 6'6", look like MJ's long lost son, bro, and can dunk? You think she gonna treat you and see you any differently? But if he had wisdom in that situation, he wouldn't have fell for it. Let's get that in the book of Proverbs, chapter 1. This is Proverbs chapter 1. I'll start at 20. It says, wisdom cries without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, how long, you simple ones, will you love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you, and I will make known my words unto you. Now, obviously, this is talking about on a spiritual level. We understand that. But also understand that the wisdom about women is all over YouTube, all over TikTok, all over Instagram. The brother, like 21, 22? I guarantee you he probably seen videos about this all throughout, but he was just too distracted.
To which Anthony Edwards shockingly responded, okay, LOL, get the abortion. However, Aisha made it clear that she wasn't going to get rid of the baby.
Yeah, now let's look at that real quick.
LOL, get the abortion. However, Aisha made it clear.
She said, I don't need hush money. My intentions aren't to blackmail you in any way. I'm being upfront and honest. I'm not getting an abortion. It's not an option. I can keep you updated through the process, or I can disappear until the baby's here. It's on you. Either way, I'm done going back and forth because you still think it's a joke. So, bro, let's be honest, bro. Women are always going to try to put themselves in a great light because women love to play a victim. And the reason why these texts are being screenshotted is because she's giving evidence for how the guy is responding and reacting in the event of a court date. So why would she get an abortion? She already knows it's a meal ticket. Apparently she's 38 years old. He was 23. So just off rip, you dating a woman, she 38, you 23, you should already know, what does she really want me for? Am I gonna really be able to give her wisdom and understanding and build a life with her? I'm a super famous NBA star. The only thing she wants is to smash and chase clout and potentially get me caught up, just like what happened with Lil Baby. That's really the only thing that you need to remember in your mind. But when you get into the aspect and you're looking at the body and she trying to talk real smooth, then you get caught up in all your feelings and all your emotions. When you're dealing with a woman, being in your emotions is her playground. It's her ballpark. He's used to getting his court is the NBA floor. But when he's in his emotions with a woman, that's her court. That's her ball game. That's how they play you. So, this situation, I'm not saying it could have been avoided because I don't know exactly what his dynamic with her was. But 95% of the time, that's just all it is.
Clear that she wasn't going to get rid of the baby. According to the 38-year-old Aisha, Anthony never reached out to me to inquire about my well-being of our child or of any of the needs I had during my pregnancy. I did not receive any support, emotional, financial, or otherwise, throughout the entire duration of my pregnancy. After giving birth to the baby, the 23-year-old NBA star would file a paternity suit in Georgia demanding a DNA test, which would eventually confirm that he was the father of the child. Then, Aisha would respond with another lawsuit in LA, claiming that Ant deliberately filed the case in Georgia in order to get favorable child support. For context, child support in LA would mean a bigger paycheck, but considering that she doesn't even live or have any property in LA, it would be hard seeing any judge rule in her favor, which is exactly what happened as the judge ruled that the case wouldn't happen in LA. Later on, there were whispers that Anthony paid $1 million up front to complete 18 years of child support. Anthony Edwards telling the judge that he would pay the whole 216 months of child support up front is nasty. He hates that woman and that child.
So look, at the end of the day, he probably don't hate the woman and the child. He hate himself for the decision that he made to be with a woman that he knew wasn't shit. That's just what it is, bro. And again, I get it. Obviously, I'm an NBA guy. I like to watch it. Anthony Edwards probably one of my more likable NBA players. But from like a character point, he's an idiot. And the scriptures allow you to say that, because if you're a fool if you take not to wisdom. Because right here it says, verse 26, I will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock you when fear cometh. So his response is that he's not trying to deal with the woman, not trying to have anything with it. But at the end of the day, bro, like, that's your seed. Whether you want to admit it or not, you may feel bad about it, but you made the decision. So you got to deal with the consequences of your actions. Let's get this in the book of Jeremiah chapter 17. All right, this is Jeremiah 17:10. It says, I, the Most High, Yahweh, search the heart, I try the reins, even to give every man according to his way and according to the fruit of their doing. So again, when he was operating in lust, operating in, because, obviously, he's borderline cocky. He's an NBA player. I get it. Star NBA player. You moving around thinking nobody can touch you. All these women want you. All these women love you. The Most High will humble you. He'll humble you with a fine harlot woman. And then now you got all your business on a YouTube video and all over social media.
Do you know how bad you have to not like someone to offer up 216 months of child support up front? He never wants to see them again. But the 38-year-old mom denied that anything of such happened, and even clapped back at fans who accused her of getting pregnant just to extort some cash from Ant-Man.
And that's probably what it is.
I read comments that say, oh, you're a gold digger, or you kept the baby for a check. What if I came to y'all's pages, right? And I compared the men that you have children with to the men that I have children with. And I said, you were digging for poverty when you picked him to be your baby daddy, weren't you? Oh, you kept that baby for an extra income tax credit, didn't you? Or you kept that baby for a couple extra $100 in food stamps, didn't you? Or you kept that baby for an extra Section 8 voucher. Is that why you kept your baby? Now, if that was triggering, that's how I feel every time somebody says, do you even love that baby? You kept that baby for a check.
While Edwards never wanted to be in the baby's life, it's hard to consider him a deadbeat father, considering he was very much involved in the lives of the other 3 children from 3 different women.
Alright, he brought it up, not me. Hold up. I ain't even watched this video yet. He said he's been in the lives of the 3 other different women. I mean, hey, bro. Curse of Solomon, right? Hey, I mean, I know Chronicles of Judah used to make a video. He made the video about Deshaun Watson with the massage parlor. I mean, you got the whole issue with Shannon Sharp. I didn't even get on him. His situation worse because he in his 50s falling for a OnlyFans Caucasian chick. I mean, bro, it is what it is, dog. Like, so let's be real. Does the woman probably love the baby? Yeah. I mean, many women who don't give a damn about the father probably still love the child. I mean, you know, they have a maternal DNA. The child has been in their body for 9 months. You know, they sacrifice pain and things like that. But at the end of the day, we not gonna act like she don't see it as a meal ticket. So imagine Anthony Edwards make 50 million, right? After taxes, he probably around 25 million, right? Then after 25 million, you got to pay for the house, you got to pay for the family. So he probably around, and you got to pay for the agent and taxes. So he probably around like 18 million. Then from that 18 million, he got to divide 4 to 5 million for all these different women's children, all the different children he had from all these different women. So when you look at this, and it says, and your labors will be in the house of a stranger. Everything you work for, the time, the strength, the provision, all the hard work you had to go through, all the pressure you had to deal with, all the scrutiny he had to deal with, it's all getting taken away into another person's house that you don't even care about. You have no attachment with this person, but you're giving your inheritance to a woman that you don't even care about, and a child that you feel shame every time you look at, because the child is a reminder of the idiot decision that you made.
Lives of the other 3 children from 3 different women. And this is part of the reason why the baby mama situation is always messy and should be considered a distraction for any player who wants to be on his A game at all times. Because managing multiple relationships with different women and their children creates potential unwanted drama that could explode at any moment. And this is exactly what happened when another one of Ant's baby mamas began to sue him just after his W in the Aisha case. And now the drama is starting to spill over to his NBA career, with his teammates growing increasingly uncomfortable with the media attention surrounding Ant-Man's personal life. However, in an effort to put the matter to rest, Edwards has offered Aisha full custody of the child, hoping to avoid further disruption of his career.
And she's never gonna lead that man's life. He thinks he might just pay her to shut up and go away. It's already on the news stream. He already hears all these people in his mind. It's already messing with his spirit, because at the end of the day, man, he can't get rid of that woman. Let's get this in the book of Proverbs. This is Proverbs 23 and 27. It says, for a whore is a deep ditch. What is a deep ditch, brother? It's a hole, and it's extremely hard to dig yourself out of there. It says, and a strange woman is a narrow pit. When you get caught up in a pit, you need some saving. You need some help. You need somebody to lift you back up. I mean, you know, he's a star NBA player with all these endorsements and all these obligations. It's going to be very hard for him to find the word of the Most High, the true word, not the word they teach at the Catholic Church and the Christian church and, you know, Orthodox church. For him to really sit down and evaluate and learn from his mistakes and apply the wisdom that he needs, he had to learn the hard way, because he probably didn't even have time to be able to understand the word. And honestly, the Most High is the one who has to give it to you to begin with. And we already understand that knowledge and wisdom are acquired through leisure. So, you know, he's in a bad situation, and again, he's just an example.
While the custody matter appears settled, the amount Anthony will pay in child support remains up in the air, with both sides waiting for the judge's final ruling on what would be a substantial monthly payment given his multi-million-dollar NBA contract. But wouldn't be the only time an NBA player would go viral for allegedly dropping big racks on child support. Just like the Mavericks power forward PJ Washington, who had a baby with the professional groupie Brittany Renner. In the beginning, this duo would seem serious about their relationship.
He asked me to be his girlfriend, and I wanted to take our relationship to the next level. I'm like, we're not really gonna get anywhere if I stay here in Woodland Hills, because I had my condo out there. And I'm like, my lease is up in April. I wanna give this a fair shot. So we talked about me moving to Charlotte. I got my own apartment there. I got an 8-month lease. And I think I moved there April 2020. And then by the summertime, you know, he had asked me to move in with him. And we moved in together in July.
Yep. That's another red flag. I mean, with this one, this is very obvious. You already know Brittany Renner, bro. She been on IG for who knows how long, bro. First and foremost, I don't know how long they were talking in LA. I get it. You probably met her. You know, they was talking. Things was cool. She liked what she saw. She knew you were an NBA player. She thought you were a lick. Moving her to Charlotte, if you want to have that type of dynamic, I get it. But why are you moving her in after 3 months? I mean, again, can a leopard change his spot? Can a leopard change his spots? I mean, let's be real, bro. If she has a nature of being a predator, and she has a nature and she fits the bill, what about you is going to really make her change to become this decent woman? She's even nowadays, I think she became like a Muslim or something, started talking with Kevin Gates, and then right after she left with Kevin Gates, there's a video surfacing of him having to deal with the drama. I'm going to pull that up because I want y'all to see what he's going through on a daily basis.
Okay, hold on, pause. This is what we're not doing. So every time that he does this, I'm going to record this. Because that's not okay. I'm just letting you know. No, the thing is, this is the third time he's done it. This is the third time he's done it. He doesn't want to go with you. So actually show up and do something that.
And again, bro, this is what happens, bro. Again, now you got a kid, and every time you see the kid, you're angry and pissed off that you bust the seed in the woman, bro. Every time you go and see her, you just see regret. Why I tell y'all, brothers, my main thing right now is peace of mind. I would never deal with this, bro. But once you get caught up in that situation, you basically have no choice. You're obligated. You got the court system, you got Big Daddy State, you got your family, you got her family, and everything's on front and center. So there's no way you can have peace and happiness in your life, because now you're dealing with a harlot who's going to give you nothing but chaos, whether she's with another man or not. So let's go back to this, brother. Let's read it right here. It says, everything you work for, time, strength, provision, get transferred to a house that isn't yours. And now it says adultery, but I'm just talking about dealing with a strange woman results in child support, broken homes, divided inheritance, or another man raising your kids with your resources. Because I don't know how much he paid her in child support, but she's gladly living off of that money. And whoever she want to deal with, if he a deadbeat or not, she's good because she getting paid off what you gave her.
And with him. Because he does this every time. No, it's not. No, it's not. It ain't because he got a baby soon. Can I give him his bag and stuff? That's terrible. 3 weeks in a row.
And you know they're recording this to obviously make him look worse, because I guess the kid always cry. And I mean, that's just normal, bro. A lot of times when kids, like when I was younger, and I would go to my dad's house and then they would drop me off, I would start crying whenever I had to go back. Not necessarily because my dad was bad. Like, my dad was a loving child. It's just I wouldn't want to leave my grandma or leave my mom and then have to go back. You know, it's just a part of it. But the way that she's showing it and the way she's stemming it, it's like, oh man, he crying because he gotta leave you. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, no, it's not that at all. No, it's not. No, yeah, I will. But I'm telling you right now, every single time you come here and he cries, we're going to record that. Man, hey, it's up with me. Just know that. It's up. What'd you say? I'd love to. What'd you say?
I didn't stutter.
I didn't hear you. Say it again.
Suck my dick.
If you had one, maybe I would. Pussy ass bitch. Hey, you wish I would, bitch. Pussy ass. What the fuck you looking at? Get your bitch ass out my driveway, ho.
You don't pay for shit.
Fuck you. You don't pay for shit either. $170,000 to your hoe, but $11,000 in your son's bank account. $11,000 in your son's bank account, but $170 for that bitch. Get out your car. Get out your car.
Yeah, so look, all that, bro, from the wrong woman, bro. Child going through hell, child going through chaos. I mean, the woman, yeah, Brittany Renner is wicked. We all understand that. She's a whore, she's a harlot. Like, she doesn't get no justification. But at the end of the day, bro, the word is really given to us men to be able to make strong decisions. It says, for a whore is a deep ditch, and a strange woman is a narrow pit. She also lieth in wait as for a prey. She's lying in wait as a prey. The Anthony Edwards baby mama, Brittany Renner.
Where if I stay
prey.
here in Woodland,
that's all prey, bro. So hey, you gonna see a cat and gonna walk towards it, or you gonna run as far away as you can? Let's get this Ciroc. Sirach chapter 2 and verse 9 and verse 2, it says, give not your soul unto a woman and set her foot upon thy substance. Meet not with a harlot. Doesn't say put a condom on, bro. Put a rubber on when you meet the harlot. It said meet not with a harlot lest you fall into her snares. The scriptures is trying to show you preventative ways to never even get put in that situation to begin with. You see what I'm saying? Because when you go and meet up with her and you start drinking, you start chilling, now your lust is speaking, bro. Now the desires of her, and she knows this. It's obvious she knows this. She didn't have men gawk over her for decades. What's different about you, bro? If King Solomon couldn't avoid his lust, and he had all the wisdom that the Most High bestowed upon him, you're no different. And the Most High used Solomon as an example. It doesn't matter how strong you are or how strong you think you are, you can still fall for the same trap. That's why he uses a lot of these NBA players, because they're targets. And a lot of times he got to teach men the lesson to not fall for it.
Hills because I had my condo out there, and I'm like, my lease is up in April. I want to give this a fair shot. So we talked about me moving to Charlotte. I got my own apartment there. I got an 8-month lease, and I think I moved there April 2020. And then by the summertime, he had asked me to move in with him, and we moved in together in July.
But her persistence on the internet and the type of personal information she shares with the public seems to make him uncomfortable.
Expansive. I've had sex with 35 guys.
Just off rip. Hold up, run it back.
Public seems to make him uncomfortable.
Expansive. I've had sex with 35 guys. Okay.
You see how oh hell nah. She said that on live. She's shameless. A shameless woman is as a dog, brother, is as spittle. Y'all brothers ain't gonna look at the spit on the ground and try to put it in a cup and then drink it later. That's what she is. I told you, bro, I'm being brutally honest. If she has no shame to go out there and tell the world that she's a whore, why in the world would you want to deal with her? I don't even care if it's behind the scene, bruh. Would you want to drink a cup of water with piss in it? No. But hey, bruh, I mean, that's what he wanted to do.
Oh, Lord.
Sharing this type of information on the internet might not be the best PR strategy, especially when you're with an athlete of that level. So it's understandable why PJ would feel that way.
So that person that wants to be with Brittany Renner, they're gonna know what she's done and be okay with that. Yeah. Do you think it's hard for that? Is it hard for an athlete? Because athletes are very private, and And don't take this the wrong way, but they kind of like, that's mine. And to know that that package has been unwrapped by somebody else multiple occasions, it doesn't sit well.
But the Maverick star made efforts to get her to stop.
He then offered the luxury of saying, hey, you don't have to post. You can kind of kick your feet up and relax. Just focus on baking in peace.
All right, worst decision. You're trying to negotiate with a terrorist to not show off the fact that she has you, an NBA player, as her dude, and you're funding her lifestyle. Now let's get this in the book of Proverbs. Proverbs 31:11 says, the heart of her husband does safely trust in her, so that she shall have no need of spoil. If you have to get to the point where you're negotiating with the woman that you pick, that she can just kind of be quiet and not be on social media, you're already in too deep. Brothers got to stop trying to change a woman's character. If she doesn't realize it on her own and see the error in her ways, you as a man coming in, giving her money, finances, and resources is not going to change it. You're trying to negotiate with a terrorist. A terrorist is somebody who plans to put people's lives in danger. You can't change a terrorist's mind and say, oh, well, now you need to be a hero. They have to figure it out on their own. This is crazy, bro.
He was never like, don't post that. It was worded, why do you feel the need to do that? Why do you have to post in that way? Why do you have to pose like that? Like, why do you have to show your body? It was...
Okay, you saying, why do you have to show your body? When you first met her, did she post those pictures? Let's do an evaluation. All right, bro, we're doing an evaluation. If you seen her like this, and yeah, she fine, I get it. But if you seen her like this, ass out, showing all these things on her actual social media page, bro, there is nothing that you can do to make her stop, bro. You're trying to play the role of the Most High. And again, she went into this Muslims phase. Obviously, she went back to what she's really about, bro. There was a video online where it says a woman's religious phase is the final phase that they have to go through. So again, bro, a lot of times it's just for show. Because even if she was really like this, she wouldn't need to be posting all the time to flaunt, like, you know, how, again, bro, it is what it is, man. Sometimes you gotta judge a book by its cover, or you have to make an assumption about a woman by her cover, because this is probably just within the last year, but she been on Instagram for 10 years. He met her in 2020, when more than likely she was on IG being a thought, bro, being a public commodity. So at the end of the day, bro, like, you knew what it was. You can't go back on the back end and trying to get her to change, dog. Like, men be falling for that trap and then be wondering why things don't work out, bro. She showed you who she was. The Most High showed you and revealed her character in front of you to show you, hey, this is who she is. She's gonna either be this way, or some miraculous miracle she's gonna change. But 9 times out of 10, she's not gonna change, bro. So stop trying to change a woman and morph her into what you want her to be. You're not the Most High. Proverbs 5:3 says, for the lips of a strange woman drop as a honeycomb. You may ask her, like, why are you posting? Why are you doing this? She'll tell you, oh, I'm gonna stop and I'm just doing. Hey, bro, you got to make the wisdom and have the discernment in your own mind. And her, she's being honest. She not lying and trying to make it seem like she's something else that she's not. She telling you straight up, this is who I am. And you decided to be with her, bro. That's on you.
Was those covert questions that were like, really the undertone was like, why are you fucking posting like that? You're not gonna post like that if we're together.
After a while, there were accusations of PJ getting caught cheating. Instead of trying to defend himself, the 26-year-old NBA player would immediately kick Brittany out of his house, despite her being 7 months pregnant with his own child.
There was a lot that happened when I was pregnant. And when I found out, he told me to get the fuck out of our house.
After giving birth to the baby, there were rumors that PJ Washington had paid $200,000 in child support. But
bro, $200,000 a month, that's like 3 times the salary, bro, the average man, bro. Every month. That's for a year. The average man's salary for the year, it's like 60K, bro. He paying 3 men's average annual salary every single month to a chick that he knows was no good, bro.
he quickly made a tweet denying the fact. Stop the cap. Whether it's $200,000 or not, Washington's baby mama situation is a typical example of how private family matters quickly become public entertainment that threatens to damage the player's reputation. Since then, the duo has moved on, with PJ Washington getting married to another woman and Brittany getting married to Kevin Gates. However, they ended up divorcing within 2 months.
Alright, so again, 52-day marriage.
And Brittany getting married to Kevin Gates. However, they ended up divorcing.
That was all publicity anyway, bro. I highly doubt that was a real marriage. And I mean, for the brother, if you want to get married again, hey, hey, brother, that's your decision. You already know how I stand on getting legally married. I think that's insane. I think that's crazy. Me personally, if I was in a situation where, a woman got me caught up and I got into a trap, I would personally just self-evaluate myself as a man, completely step away from being in a relationship with anybody so I can grow and have greater wisdom and discernment before I even get wrapped up in another relationship. Because, I mean, bro, you're a target. Once one woman sees that you get caught up into that, like what happened with Anthony Edwards, other women gonna come around. But PJ, he's a little bit older, so hopefully you don't fall into the same trap. You never know, but I done seen this story happen too many times. That more than likely, some very good probability the same thing will happen to him.
Getting married to another woman and Brittany getting married to Kevin Gates. However, they ended up divorcing within 2 months. And it's a common thing for celebrities to rotate the same ladies, considering they all hang out in the same social circles. But the most absurd rotation might be the one involving Scottie Pippen and his ex-wife.
And I'm not gonna get into that one. Brothers have made videos on it. But I want to get and skip up to another dude. Look up Zion.
Jimmy Butler had his baby mama issues under control, as the same cannot be said about Zion Williamson, whose reputation and safety are currently in jeopardy. Back in 2023, Zion and his baby mama Akima welcomed their first child together. Since then, their relationship has been anything but smooth. The drama first exploded into public view in June 2023 when another woman entered his orbit. Mariah Mills, who's an adult film star, would claim that she had been in a relationship with Zion, making a series of explosive posts suggesting she also might be pregnant. The Pelican superstar would further find himself entangled in a series of scandals involving this lady for the rest of 2023.
You already know about her, bro. She's a porn star. So we're going to use this one right here. Verse 4, it says, "Use not much the company of a woman who is a singer, lest thou be taken with her attempts." And when you understand the language of this, the singer is just like the equivalent of like somebody who's entertainment. somebody who's in, you know, the media industry to show her body, whether she's, I don't know, a bottle girl, or whether she's, you know, a waitress at a nice club, she got to show her sexuality. I mean, is every single woman in those industries, you know, who are doing it for money, typically super, super bad? Like, when I say bad as in bad character, I mean, maybe not. You know, it's very unlikely that they're all, you know, like that. But at the end of the day, bro, you have to judge according to righteous judgment. Yahushua said, not judge based off appearance, but righteous judgment. But at the same time, bro, if somebody's in those specific areas, in those specific, you know, environments, and they're constantly around men who are, you know, trying to get some sort of sexual favors from them, or, you know, appeal to them each and every day, why would you even want to be with that type of female? Because if you make her your girl, you're just having a woman who's constantly around temptation, constantly around suitors each and every day. It really doesn't make no sense to pick a woman like that as your main girl. And I know he didn't pick Maya Morales, but again, you dealing with her, bro. You dealing with her, so you got to deal with the consequences.
Mariah claims Zion had been paying her to keep their relationship.
He said, when you move, how much do you expect me to pay you a month? But I'm super excited. Again, bro. I mean, he was what, like 21, 22 at this time? Hey.
Relationship private. However, after the Pelicans' power forward shared a picture of Akima's baby shower, Mariah felt agitated and went on a complete rampage about Zion on Twitter. It got so bad that Twitter had to ban her account after she threatened to release intimate videos of them together.
And the thing is, we all understand she's a harlot. But because he associated and attached himself to her, his reputation is with her, because he did what? He implanted his seed in her. And maybe he didn't have sex. Like, when I say seed, I'm not talking about like he had a child with her, but he was dealing with her. He intertwined his spirit with her. He intertwined his fluids with her. He intertwined his mind with her. So regardless of whether he tried to spill it out, people are always going to remember this about him. And again, every man got his ups and his downs and, you know, skeletons in his closet. But you, as that type of figure, bro, you got to be moving like you a top prospect, to the point where you got to guard everywhere. It may not be, you know, a peaceful life for you, but when you in that position, bro, it is what it is.
That clearly didn't work out the way that she wanted. She would go on to accuse Zion of domestic violence.
Look at that. Again, brothers, scriptures, I think that's what, Sirach chapter 26 and 27. There is no wickedness like the wickedness of a woman. Let me see if I can find it. So now this is different, but it's Sirach 26 and 23. It says, a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that fear the Most High. So when it comes to wickedness, are you driven to your lust? Are you driven by, you know, your own desires in this world? Are you within the world? Are you submitting to the Most High and allowing his works to shine through whatever worldly endeavors that you're doing? You know, again, brothers, this is a blessed thing if you have this wisdom. I mean, have this knowledge, but you have to walk in wisdom. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to have the word and read it, but if you're still falling for the same traps and doing the same things that men in the world are doing, what's the point of you even reading the Bible if you're not applying it in your own life? And even myself, example, you know, falling into lust, or, you know, diving into looking online and things like that. You know, we have to understand our weaknesses as a man, and we have to pray for the Most High to protect us from those weaknesses, so that way we don't fall into the traps that Satan is leaving for us.
Disrespecting me to the world, and I literally have to take this. Every time I come on the internet, people are bashing me because of this man, literally, and I'm tired of it. He knows, he said he's gonna send me $62,000. I have yet to receive that since June. I'm literally here, like, he's literally a liar. You guys, everything he says, he's a liar. He's not who he says he is. I literally been saving face. I did not want to come to the world and let you guys know what he has been doing to me.
And look, I don't know what she talking about. I don't get into these people's business, but you know, when we live in this society we live in, a woman can go online and spill all these things about her, and people are gonna immediately believe her because they think, oh, you're a so-called black man, you're an NBA player, you're a womanizer. Why'd you deal with this chick? You treated her bad. You need to take care of blah 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 blah. And once they see Zion beat in any type of sentence, again, you're guilty until proven innocent. So when you understand the society that you live in, you need to move accordingly. And Zion didn't know none of this. 19, 20 years old. I don't know how he is now. I think he's like 25 or something like that. PJ Washington, he was like probably 25 when he met her, 26. Anthony Edwards, 2021. But that's why it's so important for brothers to be able to find men who have wisdom and understanding, so they don't have to learn these lessons the hard way. You see what I'm saying? That's why it's so important to have a father figure, or elders who have understanding and who've lived it. And most importantly, for you to seek out the counsel and for you to actually apply it. If you're a brother and you're 19, 20 and you're listening to me on this channel, I'm telling you, bro, like I've never been through none of these situations, but I done seen enough men to be able to break it down. And even me myself, when I was in the world, I had certain women that I was dealing with where I could have fell into some of these traps as well. So again, brothers, it's one thing to learn it from other people. It's a whole nother ballgame to learn it from your own specific experiences.
My entire relationship with him, he is a woman beater, and the NBA needs to know this. I literally did not want to come to this because I know he has so many endorsements, but Zion Williamson is a woman beater, and the reason he was paying me off is so I won't come to the world and tell everybody.
However, NBA fans would have a hard time believing her act. She's lying, oh my gosh. Whoever she paid for acting classes frauded her. She rehearsed that with her only homegirl. This bitch is lying. The idea of an adult film star claiming to save face might seem a little too far out of reach. And at some point, she would reach out to the infamous Tony Busby and tried to sue Zion on rape allegations. Unfortunately for her, Tony would decline. A member of our staff spoke to her. After review, we declined to take her case. We can't comment about the details or merits of her claims. And if you know Tony Busby, you'd know that he has no trouble going against any high-profile celebrity. Him throwing out her case probably means she has no legs to stand on.
And even her trying to bring out the case is adding stress and pain and heartache to the man Zion, bro. All of this could have just been avoided if you never dealt with her to begin with. You see what I'm saying? Because a lawyer like this, sharp. Any type of thing they can run with, even if he knows that the man is innocent, if he gotta go through that court and deal with that, it's already hell and stress and pain on top of what he has to do to maintain his position as an NBA player. You see what I'm saying?
But this wouldn't be the only time Zion Williamson would be wrapped up with this sort of drama. In early 2025, Akima Love would get pregnant with what is known to be Zion's second baby. At the same time, the Pelican superstar was getting cozy with another woman. His baby mama would take this drama to a criminal.
And look at this, bro. This is his baby mama, bro. Like, I'm just looking at this from the spirit. She's dressed like out there, bro. Like, your baby mama is out there posing this way, bro. Like, the scriptures speak about the attire of a harlot. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to judge on that level. I'm just using it as an example.
Elegant superstar was getting cozy with another woman. His baby mama would take this drama to a criminal level, breaking into Zion's home in Louisiana and physically assaulting the innocent lady, causing her serious damage. And according to police reports, Love had been stalking and egging the lady's home prior to the attack. She would end up getting arrested, charged for home invasion, aggravated battery, and stalking. After getting out on a $50,000 bond, she would prove to be a looming threat, with messages of her threatening to unalive the side piece. Don't worry, it's going to be your head next when I drop this baby. Count your days. This situation has put Zion in an impossible position, as he is now dealing with a pregnant baby mama, facing serious felony charges while trying to protect another woman from ongoing threats. And this might eventually end up in legal proceedings and potential restraining orders. However, the NBA is closely monitoring the situation, as any further incidents could result in league intervention, leaving Zion's career hanging in the balance, which is
And then when you couple that with the fact that his on-court performance has been going down the drain, why do you think that man came back in that shape, bro? Because he knows he has to prove it. When you put yourself in certain situations to be tempted, you're making the battle 10 times harder compared to just following what the Bible actually tells you to do. The Bible tells you to flee away from wickedness, to not follow down that path. So, the Most High's Spirit is always going to play out, and his words are always going to show themselves. He doesn't put these things in for you to just look at them and think, oh, they're cool. Now he's literally telling you to apply this wisdom, because if not, you're going to fall into the same trap that millions upon millions, probably billions of men throughout history have gone through. So I'm going to end it on these scriptures real quick. So this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 4 and 5. It says, get wisdom, get understanding, forget it not. So don't forget it, regardless of the situation that you're in or whatever status you may feel like you're in. It says, neither decline from the words of my mouth. Forsake her not, talking about wisdom. Forsake her not, and she shall preserve you. Love her, and she shall keep you. Wisdom is the principal thing, and therefore get wisdom. And with all thy getting, get understanding. So with all thy getting, it's talking about with all your might, with all your strength, get understanding. Because when you understand the world that you're in, the dynamic that you're in, the woman that you're with, you can avoid many of these pitfalls that cause pain. Think about this: 5-10 minutes of pleasure, 2-3 weeks of pleasure, 1-2 months of pleasure is a life of shame, regret, ridicule, lack of peace, chaos, all type of things that coming into your life because now you attached to a woman and you can't get her out. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I give all praises to Yahweh Bashmi Al Shai. Until next time, it's the brother Ash Ibaz signing out.